Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Connor Rocques, and today I'm here with the official opposition leader of Canada, Pierre Poilievre. Pierre, how are you doing today?
It's great to be with you, Connor.
I really appreciate it. I just have a couple different questions for you for general Canadians out there. The best one to start off, I want to talk about entrepreneurship. How are we going to bring jobs back to Canada and keep everything within our economy here?
We need to make it more rewarding for people to invest and start a business. You start a business in Canada, you go up against red tape, permitting delays. I was at a place in Sudbury today. They say they'd love to build another unit, another kind of warehouse to their operation, but the cost of permits would hold them back. And then there's, even if you get it built, the taxes that you have to pay, carbon tax, payroll tax, then business tax. It never really ends. And so often it's more profitable and less risky to build in other places. And that's why Canadians have $800 billion invested more abroad than the rest of the world has invested here. I want to bring that money home by making this the fastest place to get a building permit in the OECD, by cutting red tape, reducing taxes, and reforming the tax system so that we reward those who invest in Canada, hire people, buy machines, build factories and warehouses. In other words, bring it home.
Bring it home, which I like that, so that's great. What are your thoughts on freedom of speech? You see things like Bill C-18 coming out. It seems like they're restricting and censoring our freedom of speech. What are your thoughts on that? What are you going to do as a platform to kind of alleviate that?
I'm going to repeal these laws. They're a disaster. C-11 is even worse. C-11 is the one that allows the government to effectively manipulate the algorithms that put content in your newsfeed. So you're going to have bureaucrats in a dark room in Ottawa manipulating what you see and say online. I'm going to get rid of that power altogether, and we're going to have a free, open internet. I'll get rid of C-18, which has caused news articles to actually disappear from the internet. And I'm going to just bring back freedom of speech, freedom of expression to our country by standing up to the woke censorship mob.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. What are your thoughts on cancel culture?
I'm against it. You see that this toxic woke ideology, which is just a modern Marxism, right? They give themselves a new name all the time. That's the thing with Marxism. They're like bank robbers, right? What does a bank robber do? He gives himself an alias. As soon as he gets caught, he gives himself a new name.
Right.
And then he gets caught under the new name. He gives himself a new name, right? So first they were Marxists, then they were communists, then they were socialists, then they were social democrats, then they called themselves liberal, then they called themselves woke. But it's all the same toxic ideology that has one purpose, and that is to concentrate power in the hands of one person and the people around him. And that is all Justin Trudeau wants. It's all about him. More power for him, more money for him, more control for him, more glory for him. We need him out so that Canadians can take back control of their lives.
I have two more questions for you, Pierre. So number one, AI. So people have questions it's going to take away jobs. What are your thoughts on the AI, that it's moving so rapidly?
Artificial intelligence, we have a lot of that in the government, eh?
I could see that.
It's a different type of artificial intelligence.
Right,
Listen, I think we need to make sure that it's used for good purposes. We need to keep it out of government reach, because the government will use AI as a tool to control people. That's what Communist China does. They have facial recognition, cameras everywhere, so that people's behaviors are monitored. They're given deposits in their bank account if they do what's right, what the government likes, social credit. We want to make sure that none of that is used in our government to control our people. So I'll be doing everything I can to block government from using AI against the Canadian people.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. One of the biggest things, this is one of my final questions everyone's asking about, the World Economic Forum. What are your thoughts on it? People say, oh, well, Pierre was in the forum.
No, I wasn't. That's a lie. That's a lie. I've always been opposed to the World Economic Forum. I was the first member of Parliament to attack the credibility of the forum on the floor of the House of Commons. You can YouTube my speeches in the House of Commons going after the WEF years ago, years before anyone else. But I understand why people are always distrusting these days. And Justin Trudeau admits that he's part of the World Economic Forum. Maxime Bernier was caught lying about his involvement in the World Economic Forum. Look up the True North article where they exposed him. He lied about being at the World Economic Forum, and then they caught him. They had the photographic evidence that he was there, So we got to wonder who is actually funding Maxime Bernier, who's working to help him help Justin Trudeau stay in power.
Right. And my closing thoughts, Pierre, I got to ask you, the younger generation, the up-and-comers, we're in a different world. What is your advice to that younger generation that wants to go out in the world, have an impact like yourself? What do they got to do? And you can talk this one right into the camera.
Listen, I would say, first of all, work hard, work nonstop, and work on something that you care about. Don't try to find the job that pays the most money. Find the job that you love doing, and you'll find a way to make money doing it. Work, study, and learn from people who've actually done it. Ignore the chatterboxes and the people who are on the sidelines who've never done it. Follow the people who've done what you want to do, learn from them, study them, replicate them, and then build your own life. My purpose is to put you back in charge of your life in Canada, the freest nation on earth. What do you think?
I love it. Thank you very much,
Let's
Pierre.
bring it home.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rocques, Pierre Poilievre.
Right on.